Hey guys, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to share this, whatever, with my groups, whatever. I'm on YouTube, so I'm on YouTube. I don't go to Facebook anymore. Not because they ban no videos. It's just the fact is that they're playing reindeer games. So I make my YouTube, and then I can post it off to all my social media. I got YouTube, Twitter, I got Gab, Wimkin, all these. So just don't believe me just coming out and posting these stuff Facebook that, or on Twitter that's the only place I go. I go to all of these damn places. Man. Hell, you gonna speak up? Might as well let everybody hear you, I guess. This one's titled "The Straw That Broke the Camel's Back" in Angelina County. Now, this is basically what I have gathered, and now we're going to go back, and I hope that you had the opportunity or you ask your friends to watch the meeting that we had on October 13th, 2020. I have watched this thing about 5 times, and I looked at it from a perspective to where not only what was being discussed, but what is the angle of the individuals who are discussing them. And I came up with my own decision, like, okay, all right. But anyway, apparently, I'm not going to drop any names. I don't do that. Whatever. Apparently, the commissioners believe that it was not their duty to call a point of order. They didn't have they didn't want to get involved. Issue, and here is why they're wrong. Basically, today in my post on Facebook, Steve Dubose posted the reasons why they were wrong. Getting it back and forth with these people. It's like, you know what? If you're stupid, you're stupid. Let me show it to you. Let me put it in writing to you. So now you read it, and guess what? Take your foot out of your mouth and stop quoting bullshit. So basically, the commissioner said that when Bobby Cheshire prior to the hissy fit and said, "I ain't gonna do it," there was a lull that went through the whole room. I mean, you could hear the silence. They didn't know what to do. Commissioner sat back and said, "Whoa, they didn't know what to do." We know by Robert's Rules of Order, we know by all of the laws that govern any public meeting, even if it's a court. This is a commissioner's court. Okay, these are elected officials. These elected officials are responsible that the law is followed in their meeting. If there is a subject matter that comes up that there is an intent to break the law, should have been the first one to say something. But by not doing so, what did they admit? So, oh, well, I ain't got a dog in this fight. I ain't got a dog in this fight. No, I ain't getting involved in that or whatever. It's your duty as an elected official to report crimes. It's your duty to report crimes that have been made by other commissioners that are totally blatant against the law. You already had the proof right there. Mr. Kirby came up and said with documents. Now, he was very vague. And I particularly don't really care for Mr. Kirby because the fact is, here's the reason why. Because Mr. Kirby, his job, and I kind of get his job or whatever, but his job is just to make sure that the county don't get in trouble. He reviews documents that are actually going to be provided legally. However, I don't know. And that's what his job is, to protect the county from lawsuits, from judgments, and protect them with legal opinion. But I will bet all the money in my pockets. It gets all the money in your pockets. That as Bobby Cheshire said, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to give our county attorney kudos because I know that his head was about to explode. It's not only the fact that he blatantly, after he had given an opinion, was he blatantly shut down. The county government voice wasn't heard. He just like, you can't do this. It's against law, the public road, whatever. And to have one of the commissioners say, you can't do this. And he sat there with pretty good composure. But I can tell on the inside, he was ready to freaking explode. If I was any attorney who has seen this video, are saying, who the hell is this guy think he is, and where was everybody else to stop? Welcome to Beer for Bill. So I can imagine, I look at it from Gary Kirby's position or whatever, I can imagine. And he was waiting, as the county attorney, he was waiting for someone in position to call this action out, so he could actually provide his legal opinion. And where was the sheriff? Because they had nobody to hold this man in contempt of court. So basically, Kerry Kirby got a couple of his hands there. He witnessed a threat of a crime being committed, and it's not his job to press charges. Somebody has to file a complaint first, which I have done. And then he's going to go back and review the action, and then he'll be able to have documentation. Somebody complained, let me do my investigation. That's how it works. Now it's up to him whether he wants to investigate it or not. But here is what it's clue. It's called absolute privilege. Absolute privilege means as a private citizen, if you witness a crime, or if you see a crime being committed or actually being threatened to be committed, you have absolute privilege. It is your job. Well, there's no mandatory, but you will, anything that you cannot be accountable for holding that meeting up and saying, I call bullshit. No, you're breaking the law. I did so. They have learned their lessons hunting Texas, because guess what? They start dropping past that bullshit. Guess what? Hell yeah. I'm going to tell you against all that way. I'm going to tell you it's against all. I'm going to tell you why. Because the fact is you know what? I'm sorry, but Angelina County, we had enough bullshit. We really have. We've had enough bullshit from our elected officials whenever they're doing something stupid and we're doing something against the law. They're doing something that's just totally blatantly against our constitutions. They're not called on it. Not by their peers. And our commissioners believe it's not their job. Well, I'm asking you, if you're an elected official, it is your job. Please see my post on Facebook on Steve Dubose at Facebook. I don't want to go through the whole damn 9 yards here because I ain't treating you guys like 3-year-olds. You can read it. It's a statute. It's actual statute. It's actually it's law. Been voted on by Congress. The whole yeah, everybody. It ain't hearsay. So with that being said, we just saw a crack in the heart. We just saw under the microscope, we just saw where our problem is right here with our elected officials. Blatant. If you watch it more than one time, then you sit back and you think about it. You know what? This has pretty much been the same kind of attitude that we've got across the where we can't get anything done in our county. What did it do? Someone made a threat to perform an illegal act in front of God and everybody, and he wasn't held accountable. Now let me just let's put it in perspective. Whatever. Let's say, for example, you own in your house, whatever you owned, you owned a lot of pasture land, and you had cows or whatever, and then you didn't like it because the fact is that people running go-karts and everything on a public road. And you said, well, screw that shit. I'm going to put me a gate up there. If you did, you would have the sheriff at your damn front door lickety split as soon as them four-wheelers want to go through there, because it's a public road. I don't make the laws. We just follow them. And if you want to change that law, then you go to court to do so. And when you go to court to do these things legally, which is in your power to do as a citizen, and you get rebuffed and you get thrown away because the fact is you have one commissioner saying, I ain't gonna do it. What does that tell you? I will not question anybody's intelligence. I'm seeing right now that people starting to think, oh shit, light bulb goes off. Then they're starting to think about certain situations that they were in and said, you know what, they did the same shit to me. And they continue to do it. And these instances, it has instances and so on. In these scenarios that we go through or whatever, is because the fact is they do not follow the law, and they dare anybody to question them. Dare anybody to question them. Now, if you were an elected official and you choose not to participate, if you choose not to say anything, if you choose not to report this, if you choose not to, that's up to you, whatever. However, being an elected official, if you do not do so, you're part of the crime, bro. It's a misdemeanor, Class B misdemeanor. I think it's 2 to 3 years, and about $10,000 fine. So your refusal to accept the law of the land, you say nothing. Guess what? You're also held accountable because you condone this type of action. What you should have done is that whenever they said, I ain't going to do it, but here's what should have called a point of order, what made your statement not known, why that you don't agree with this, file a complaint right now to the, Kerry Kirby is there. File a complaint to the judge, and the judge will have Kerry Kirby rule on it. It's all boom, 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 legal. And guess what? You get this. You don't allow commissioners to say, I ain't going to do it. Even though the law supports the decision, even though, and for him to actually buck up to the bar and say, hell no, I don't give a shit about the law. I ain't going to do it. The constitutionality of the fact is whether that road should be open or not. As it sits right now with the documentation, it's an open road. It should remain open at all times. There is not one single entity that has any right, just because it leads up to your property, can you fence it off. It's a public road. It's like me because I got traffic coming out here going to the high school, and all these people, and I got kids. I mean, they're kids. They come by with their boom boom music or whatever, boom boom music on, and I let them go. They're kids. But just imagine me, like, you're playing that damn music too loud. I'm gonna shut down Gibson Street in Range Road because I ain't getting my way. Please bear with me and please look at my Facebook page. You ain't got to like it or whatever. Just look and see the documentation that I provide for you. Then you can be able to make an educated decision. That some bitch is wrong as hell. Some people have already made up the decision. He's wrong as hell. How can you get away with this? And goddamn, there ain't nothing we can do about it because the fact is, we've got to sit back and take it. I think you're wrong. If you do not notice your city government when they do wrong, if you do not speak out in this fact, if you do not speak out and question them, then if it continues to happen, you are guilty as well. People don't really seem to understand that. So to the commissioners, let me make it perfectly clear. Because you don't feel it's the commissioner's job to point out breaking the law, please look at my Facebook page because there's very many statutes that says, yes, you should have. And where does that lead? It leads because these individuals are making decisions based on their own personal opinions instead of what's written by the law. It cannot be fair if they continue to act this way, or they have been. Can't be fair. But no one will step up and ask them, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Because when you do, they go run and hide. When you prove them wrong, they go run and hide. But I will do the research or whatever. I'll put it in front of your eyes. If you accept it, that's your deal, whatever. But people who want to bitch, moan, and complain about their county government or their local government, and guess what? Maybe we need to actually put it in front of people so they can make up their own damn minds. Look what the law says, and look what they're doing. That's all I propose. I also posted there was an interview with Mr. Donlin, really our county judge, where he spoke out against that he supports, or I don't know what he does or whatever. Anyway, he supported it. He was explaining the loan process as to what they had and why he disagreed with this procedure. It's a $6 million loan. I try to break it down as I can. It's a $6 million loan. It's 3 years. So in other words, we got 3 years to pay it off. So we'll pay this thing off for 3 years, supposedly. But no, we won't. I mean, it's not drawn up the paperwork. We will continue making payments on this for 2 more years. For 2 more years. So to sell it as a 3-year loan. No, it's not, because there's no prepayment penalty. But we will continue to pay for this loan in interest for 7 years. We already got our money. So in essence, what his point with the fact is that the material is going to be gone, and we're still paying for it. And we hope and pray to God that this material that we actually purchase will actually be used in the right way. Are you ready to put it up to your commissioners who can't even, they don't even know their law, they don't even know the laws of the land, they don't even know, you're going to put it up to them and have you go spend this money on material? We trust you. I'm not saying these individuals are bad guys. I'm not saying they're not good old boys. I'm not saying that they don't have the best intentions at heart. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that they base their decisions, which is not based on the law of the land and what our government is supposed to follow. This is a problem. This has been our current problem, because the fact is that I don't give a shit about the politics, all that. I don't care who likes who, who's kissing who, who's sleeping who. I don't care about all that shit. What I do care about is you go in and you sit down and you make decisions based on the public that you are supposed to represent. And you don't break the law, or you got threatened to breaking the law to do that. There are other means. There are other means through the judicial system, through our actual court of law that you need to take. This individual needs to take. My advice to this individual who they got to, just my advice to spit on here or whatever. You know what? If you want to close that road, then you don't need to go to the commissioners to get access to that road. You don't need to go talk to your commissioner, because the fact is that he has no legal stance on this. So what you need to do is you need to actually put a petition together and go to the Forest Service and to the county attorney so they can make a legal decision whether it needs to be made open or not. By law, it's not supposed to be open. So do we go by the letter of law, or do we just do what we think is right, what we think is what we think, and we forget about the whole law altogether? Hell, if we're going to do that shit, why don't we just secede and we'll be our own goddamn state, Angelina County? How long do you think we'd last? I guarantee you Lufkin wouldn't go with it. What you have right here is you have an elected judge. Let's look at it politically. You have an elected judge who is doing his best to perform for the people and who elected him. But who's causing him static? Well, it's his own commissioners. He cannot get them to see the point of what is right and wrong per the law. And here comes it. Just like he stated in the article, it's exactly what happened. The commissioners all stood together to get their way, even though it's unlawful. That's what we're up against. I believe that this action by our county commissioner's office, I believe that this action is not done with yet. I believe that County Kirby and Mr. Kirby will actually be forced to make a decision on this, because he's going to be receiving complaints. If you choose to, if you don't think that this was right for him to actually do so in a meeting, write out a complaint. It don't have to be all formalized. No, just write out a complaint to Gary Kirby when you watch this video and put down complaints, because he's got it on record. For the Freedom of Information Mag, I had this little young lady. I don't know where she come from, left field, whatever. She goes, well, if you want those documents, why don't you ask for them? Yeah. Because when you request these documents, it goes through a legal procedure. You're required as a citizen to actually formally request them in writing to the individual that you want this information from. They date stamped on the time that they actually received it. The clock starts then. Then they got 10 days to approve it. It's part of a process. It's part of the legal process that you must go through to obtain this information. This is what people in Angelina County don't understand, is the fact is there are ways to get around these antics that they're pulling, but we don't research them and we don't use them. We do not understand our laws. And when we don't understand when our laws are being broken, when we're getting a shaft. Oh, side note, congratulations to the Huntington football team. I'm gonna come check out your guys' game. I'm not because of the fact is, no, I just haven't had the time or whatever, and I can't. The schedule, I can't figure out when you guys are home or not. I know you guys had, and the schedule was kind of changed because of COVID or whatever. But I'm gonna come back catch out a game. Congratulations on your three wins. Let's just see if y'all win district. I mean, so I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go out there and watch you guys play. I heard you guys are a pretty good football team, so kudos to you. Kudos to the parents and everybody gets them to practice and gets them fed, whatever. So no, it's really good for Angelina County. It's really good for Huntington to actually have a football team to where the community can rally around, to where the community can actually talk to somebody that they normally don't talk to or whatever. And sports, the band, sports, whatever. When the school district does good, then it rallies people around, and that's where some of the best politics, some of the best opinions come out. And like I said before, that's kind of what we miss or whatever. But if we're expecting things to get better in 2021 based on the individuals we have elected now, it's only going to get worse. We have a dysfunctional county commissioner's office. You got to break it down like a shotgun. They're dysfunctional. They cannot, will not, and refuse to work as a team for the benefit of their own county. They choose just to protect their precincts and protect their pockets and protect their jobs when they get reelected. Mr. Greg Harrison was voted out. He is out of his way. I like Mr. Greg. I do. I think he's good. I think he's got a good attention to the heart. I think he's good on board or whatever. But here's what the message was said about the voters. You can't. We're asking for somebody to stand up and be a commissioner. We don't need good old boys anymore. We need people who are willing to get in that seat and look at the job they have and follow the law where it benefits all of Angelina County. This is not going to be the first defeat. I think that every seat you see right now that's open right now in the county commissioner's office is going to be coming open or whatever. Look at it when election time comes. They're not going to win anything. And if they do, it's going to be by a slow margin or a very narrow margin. And here's what's going to happen: is that there's going to be a bunch of new people take over and start voicing their opinion. So they got to pay attention to them. Right now, they have to select few. They have to select the elite or whatever who spends money on their campaign and do this, all that lobbying and bullshit or whatever. It's right here. Small town politics, but what's going to happen with these people? What's going to happen when these people get tired of this shit? What's going to happen when people are knowledgeable enough to make their decisions when they see these kind of things happen and they don't have to worry about these individuals saying, well, I never said that. Click, click. You held them accountable. You hold them accountable. This is the NFL. Not for long. If you do not stand up what's best for the citizens of Angelina County, it will be noticed. Doesn't matter how many people you can gather up and how much money you can raise. The fact of the matter is there's a new silent majority here. The old silent majority are the old people who wanted to come here and they wanted to retire here on the lake and all these things or whatever. However, contrary to popular belief, or what Mr. Bobby Cheshire says, he still believes that demographics are the same as they were 15 years ago. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up the demographics. We have them. You can look them up online. Matter of fact, there's actually a total breakdown of either city. You can put a city of Huntington and go to TDC reports. Go to all the major places. Just go and look at Google and look some shit up. If you need to, I'll send you the links to all the information that I have or whatever. But our demographics have changed. So what we currently have right now is we have a community, we have a county who is ready to hit this square on in their face and go to battle and go to war against COVID-19, against the unemployment, against all the economic challenges that we have in our community. We're ready to go head on, just like our Huntington football team. They're going head on. Why are we not allowed to, our county commissioners? Why can't we not go head on with them and we can actually put forth an educated decision and expect them to follow the law when you're right? Just a question. In closing, I'll say that this is not the last you're going to hear about these issues. This is not going to be the last time you hear about the county sheriff. It's not going to be the last time you hear about Bobby Cheshire, who's got a criminal record out to yin yang, and his blatant refusal to follow the law inside of the county commissioner's office. That's all that happened. And you're not going to be able to explain away why the other commissioners didn't say something or why the county judge didn't say anything. It's time, and I hate to say this, I talked to Commissioner Emily on many occasions, but it's time for Commissioner Emily to come there and put the boot down. Because once a commissioner in your court, once a commissioner in front of God and everybody says there's a law and he ain't going to do it, he's got to go. If you cannot follow the law, you got to go. Now, will this be resolved in Angelina County? No, because the fact is our track record and the way we've done things have promoted this type of behavior. Now, these illegal acts have been performed by our county commissioners, by our sheriff's department, by the individuals who abuse their power. It's going to come from outside the county. Right now, we'll ask what the holdup is on the investigation from the sheriff. It's because it's in another county. They transfer it to another county. We have to deal with it, so we don't get the information on it. Slide right on the road. I am not questioning the fact is that, yes, do we have perfect citizens in Angelina County? Well, hell no, nobody does. Am I perfect citizen? Hell no, I ain't. But that does not preclude me from actually exercising my rights as an individual. Just because the fact is you don't like me doesn't mean the fact is my rights stop because you don't like me. It does not matter because the fact is you're in an elected position and you can do whatever the hell you want. Because the fact is you tell me so. If it's against law, I won't have to tell you back. No, it's not. Let's go to court. I am totally prepared. When these bullshit instances are coming up that are headed down by the county commissioner's office, by the city of Huntington, or wherever you may be in the county of Angelina County, it is very difficult for us to go take a complaint to court. It's very difficult. We've got to spend like $10,000 just to get a damn attorney to listen to us. Here's my advice. Don't talk to these attorneys here. They in bed with elected officials. How else do you realize, how else do you think they actually survive? Go get another attorney outside the county. If you need money, if you need these issues resolved or whatever, state your case. Start a GoFundMe account. Have somebody pitch in like $10, support your cause, $10, $5, whatever we can give. You come and do this, stand up for this individual, and you hope to God they'll take it to the level where they can actually make it, where they can actually get a ruling instead of just getting a ruling for themselves that benefits them and screw the county. This is something we got to think about. So if people want to know the precedents or they want to know the rulings on different cases, I'm no lawyer. I'm not. However, the fact is that I do have one thing going for me that's very simple. I look shit up. I know where to go look shit up. If I don't know where to look it up, I ask questions. I got people that can lead me in the right direction. This way. My daughter, she's a PhD now. She has won her battles. One of the things she knows better than probably I do, she knows the Constitution and she knows what's not right. She knows what's against law, what's not against law. So guess what? I have a full library of access to a full library and all the information I need. Even though they shut down the room where you're supposed to be able to go to the county and get this information, they shut it down. The law library. Mm-hmm. A place where you're supposed to go in and sit, be able to get on a computer, look up case files, look up case files to get you knowledgeable, to let you be aware of the case you have against it. Make your own educated decision, but they shut it down. They shut it down. What does that tell you? I don't know. But what I'm trying to tell you is that any method that is provides ability for the citizens of Angelina County to gain knowledge on county government, to gain knowledge on their constitutional rights, they shut it down. There's a reason for that. You can make your own determination like what that reason is, but in closing, here's I always say keep closing, and I got something. In closing, we'll say this right now: it's up to you. Because the fact is, if they've done this, they're continue to do this to people over and over and over again. And guess what? It's only going to continue. It's only going to get worse. We have a dysfunctional government in Angelina County. We have a dysfunctional government in Huntington. These are the places that I go to attend meetings where I can watch meetings. Let me just ask you a question. Do you think it's right for a city manager of a city to also be on the school board? Both positions involve money. Both positions are required to set up some kind of budget. Can we say conflict of interest? Not according to Jim Castles. He's Jim Castles' his wife's a DA now. Maybe you can answer that question. Nepotism has always been a problem here, and guess what? Nepotism is what's going to do our end, because the fact is we are going to actually get screwed. We know somebody, our name says somebody, or we make an or we know somebody, we're kin to somebody, or we're judged on the amount of money we make, and that's the people who are getting their way illegally. I'm saying hell no. Let's put the Angelina County citizens back on even playing field on this by calling their bluff, by putting the information out there and start questioning them and actually have legal precedent and say, well, what about this? What about this? It's going to hurt. You're a citizen. You have a right to the information. You have a right to make up your own decision. You have a right to question these individuals. Please do not think that it is just that you have to bow down to these individuals and kiss their boots to ask questions. Look at your Constitution, man. First Amendment of the Constitution. You have a right to air your grievances. Period. And they're trying, and they have been taking that right from you. If you don't believe me, guess what? They want to get rid of the public forum. They want to get rid of our public forum. Just now got put back in place. Now they're fighting against the public forum. Now they're fighting for any opportunity that an individual has to stand up or has the ability to stand up. You can't talk to these some bitches no more. Why? Because they know you're right. And when you prove them wrong, state presidents, state legal opinions, you state these things, they'll run and hide because they know they're wrong. Here are the 3 words that describe our county government: delay, deny, and hope the issue dies before I have to run for re-election. That's it. Please correct me. Please tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. And if I am, I can't see it. This is the precedent that I see being set. Now, so on my page, Steve DuBose at Facebook.com, I will post these things if you're interested. Not things, but the statutes, where they broke the law, what their repercussions is for breaking law, what they should be held accountable, and why that we have a statute of laws that prevent this kind of behavior. As I said, I'm not a big fan of carry carry. But if you can actually produce these complaints based on your opinion, based on the information that I provide you, or you gather yourself, and you put it down in an educated complaint, it's on him now. Why aren't you charging? Same way it's on the district attorney. It's Castles. She will not prosecute a sitting Angelina County sheriff or his staff. She farmed it out to another county. As I tell you. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. It's Sunday afternoon. It got hot again today. God dang. Anyway, I'm going to sit on the back porch and let my dog live. You guys be good. Be careful. Keep your powder dry. And stand up, man. Stand up before you believe and ask questions. That's what America's about, guys.